Today we are going to discuss some isolated topic. Isolated topics means these are small definitions, some terminologies which apparently don't have coherence among themselves, but they are very important. So you can just simply memorize them. I will very quickly talk about them. Suppliers and competitors. Suppliers and competitors are mentioned in the book. They are the part of the syllabus. Ethics related to suppliers and competitor. Most of the time we don't care about suppliers and competitors because we think that the main stakeholders are our customers or employees or the creditors, but the suppliers who supply you the raw material or your competitors means similar businesses who are offering similar product and services. They are as important as your customers or your employees. Also, we will discuss a little bit about corruption. Corruption is the part of the syllabus. Corruption, different types of corruptions, mechanisms of corruptions, how to identify them, bribery, money laundering, and then corporate social responsibility and corporate digital responsibility. Corporate social responsibility is such an important phenomena that many universities are offering full-fledged degrees in corporate social responsibility. If you are planning to pursue a MBA, you will find an MBA in corporate social responsibility. Recently, we had a conference organized by our university on corporate social responsibility. So corporate social responsibility, corporate digital responsibility, these are emerging phenomena. As a marketologist, you must know about them. So suppliers and competitors and the ethics related to suppliers and competitors. If you remember last time I gave an example of McDonald's and Burger King. So I told you that McDonald's and Burger Kings, they are competitors, they are rivals, they have fight among themselves. So one company, ketchup company, Heinz ketchup was supplying ketchup to the Burger King. And when the Heinz started supplying the ketchup to the McDonald's, Burger King said that no, we don't want to do business with you because now you are supplying the ketchup to our competitor. Means they are too much jealous to each other, Burger King and McDonald's, that if a person like Heinz company is supplying the raw material to one of them, other will not do business with them. So competitor and the suppliers, they do matter. And if you look into the prices, the suppliers of the raw material and your competitor, these are the main factors behind who set the price of your product. If you find cheaper raw material, your price will go down, means product will be cheaper, many people will buy this. If your competitor is not that strong, you can give him a tough time by manipulating the price and your product will be successful. So supplier and competitor are very important stakeholders, or I would say that if you remember the stakeholder theory, we discussed about the stakeholder theory, that your business may have so many stakeholders. Some of them are very important stakeholders, pay attention on them, and some of them which are less important stakeholders, don't ignore them. This was the stakeholder theory. So as per the stakeholder theory, if we talk about competitors and suppliers, they are the most important stakeholder of your company. Okay, so couple of definitions we will see, and couple of ethical issues with regard to suppliers and competitors. For example, ethical issues are mentioned: misuse of power, question of loyalty, preferential treatment, conflict of interest. Let's talk all of them all together. So suppliers, sometimes they can manipulate the business. I am your supplier, I am supplying the raw material to you, I am supplying the raw material to you. So I can manipulate both of you. I will go to you and I will say that you have ordered this amount of raw material, but your competitor has ordered more raw material. Yes. So this is how I will manipulate. I will encourage him to order more raw material from me by giving an example that his competitor has ordered more raw material. Yes. So it's mean that I am playing on both sides just to sell my raw material, which is not ethical. If you remember, during the COVID period, the global supply chain crisis emerged, and we saw that some raw material suppliers, they stored their raw material. So they stored their raw material, and when the prices went high, then they slowly started releasing the raw material. So it's mean that they have power to manipulate the market as well. Today also, if there is a shortage of dollars, the global trade is happening in dollar. There are people, you know that these people, they store the dollars and the dollar price goes up, and then they slowly sell the dollars on a higher prices, manipulate the power, misuse their power. Conflict of interest, you can understand that sometime if we look into some of the temporal examples, conflict of interest is not a big phenomena as per the supplier perspective. Yes, so as a supplier I should not care that who is buying my product, but sometimes I do care. As a supplier I care that all the stakeholders should be happy, all of my clients should be happy. I know that two parties are competitor, and I as a supplier should keep in mind that there is a conflict of interest between them, and I should really not cause a problem for both of them. I should have a holistic approach towards both of them. Some ethical issues with regard to suppliers, we discuss them so many times: gift, bribes and hospitality. You can again talk about the doctors, for example, suppliers of medicines. They give them so many gifts, they give them commission, they buy them stationery items, they give them coats, they organize trips to Dubai and Turkey and Europe so that the doctor should sell his medicines, and they give them commission. Or you can go to any 5-star hotel in Tashkent, these Hilton Hotel or Hyatt Regency. You will see that there are so many conferences, seminars and symposiums are going on by the side of these suppliers, where they invite the people like lawyers to the teachers, sometime to the doctors. Very often they organize lavish coffee breaks and lunch and dinner, and the idea behind this type of hospitality is that in the long run I will support your product, I will support your product. Yes, but all of these things, they are unethical and they are considered as bribe. Ethics of negotiation, ladies and gentlemen. As a marketologist, you also do negotiation, no matter verbal, no matter visual. You are also doing negotiation on the behalf of the company whose product you are selling. So many things are mentioned here. Usually we don't consider that as an ethical dilemma. For example, lying, puffery, deception. It is what our religion also say, that when you sell a product, you should tell everything about the product, right thing and wrong thing. As a marketologist, what we do, we always say good thing, we always exaggerate, we always say that my product is best of the best, my product is the number one product. Yes, which is of course a lie, which is of course puffery, and this is directly related to ethics of negotiation. So most of the time we don't care about ethics of negotiation, but you can see so many things are mentioned here: change of mind and distraction and maximization. I don't need to go into detail. You know that how by marketing you can manipulate, you can change the mind of the people or distract their attention. Ladies and gentlemen, not categorically, but at least we should keep an eye on the other dimension as well. So whenever you are exaggerating the product, when you are saying that my product is best of the best, which can be best of the best, but we should have sympathy towards the emotions of your competitors as well. Ethical issues with regard to competitors, private and confidential information. Both of the competitors have private and confidential information about each other. I often give the example of Coca-Cola and Pepsi. You know that Coca-Cola and Pepsi, their prices are always same. They have exact numbers, how much Pepsi cost, how much Coca-Cola cost, but they don't leak this information with the third party because they are loyal to each other, loyal competitors of each other. So they don't want a third party to survive in the market, so they think that it is better to compete between ourselves rather than to bring a third competitor. On the other side, it would be very easy for Coca-Cola and Pepsi to leak information to the third party about their competitor, who can make the same product and can sell on a cheaper price, but ultimately it will be negatively impacting on Coca-Cola or Pepsi, either of them who will share this information. So private and confidential information we should save as a competitor. Then there are a number of problems which can emerge from overly aggressive competition. For example, intelligence gathering. I don't know if it is common in Uzbekistan, but in certain part of the world it is very common. I am working in the company, my company is giving me salary, my company will give me a task to work in the company of my competitor. So I am taking salary from this company. Also, I will start working in my competitor company and I will start gathering information from there. Yes, and I will gather this information and tell this information back to my parent company. This is my job. This is a kind of espionage. This is spying. Many people do this. Yes, so many people, they are working in the competitor companies so that they can gather information and bring this information back to the parent company so that the parent company can make some benefits out of it. Or dirty tactics. There are so many dirty tactics with regard to competitors. For example, I have a samsa shop, you have a samsa shop, you send through someone to my samsa shop who comes and buy a samsa, and when he opens the samsa there is a cockroach, and then he will tell to everyone, oh, I found cockroach in his samsa. Yes, just to paint a negative image of my business. Yes, so this is a kind of dirty tactic. Sometime on the Facebook you have seen that people comment under the restaurants or under the products, and these people are the competitors, yes, who make these negative comments under your product so that people should not buy. This is a dirty tactic. Okay, so many dirty tactic, negative advertisement. Like in the last class we saw this Olad Samsa, negative advertisement. You are selling your Samsa by saying that the other party is selling something bad. Yes, this is a type of negative. Stealing customer. I would also include here in the dirty tactic stealing employees as well. Have you heard about the terminology headhunter, headhunting, headhunters? Yes, there is a website also, headhunter.uz for the website. So headhunting is the phenomena that you are working in my competitor's company and I know that you are working very well, you are very beneficial for my competitor. So I will go to you and I will offer you more salary. And I will say leave his job and come to my company. This is headhunting. This is headhunting when you offer greater salary to someone. Okay, so this is also, I would say, it is also a kind of dirty tactic. Yes, so globalization, supplier and competition, couple of definitions. Yes, because these theoretical stuff you can study. This is a very interesting table and it shows the countries in terms of their ranking with regard to the bribery. Countries in the top, people take less bribe than those in the bottom. And you can see in the top there are Netherlands and Switzerland, Belgium, Germany, Japan, Australia, Canada, UK and USA, which are our role model. They are on 8th and 9th. South Korea on 13, and then in the bottom you can see Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Turkey and Taiwan, India, where people take more bribes. So the top countries are Netherlands and Switzerland, and UK, USA are not very good comparatively, as usually we take them as our role model. And South Korea, even though South Korea looks very less corrupt, comparatively less corrupt, but still on 13, and on and off we see that LG and Samsung, there are scandals. Even the former president of South Korea had to go to the jail because of the corruption charges. So not many good things are going on in South Korea as well. I am sure that without any exaggeration, Central Asian countries will also be somewhere in the bottom because there is too much corruption in this part of the world as well. Here you can see that sectors with regard to the bribery. So in the bottom you will find that there are less bribery than in the top. There is more bribery. And I want to take your opinion that why in arms, defense, fisheries and heavy manufacturing there is less bribery. What do you think? Why arms, fisheries and heavy manufacturing less bribery as compared to these business sectors, public and utilities, real estate? The reason is that everyone is involved in business sector, everyone is involved in utilities, everyone is involved in real estate and property. Yes, so many people are involved. As many people, that much bribery. On the other side, when it comes to arm and defense, I don't think that you know from where Uzbekistan is buying weapons or where they are selling. So many people don't know about this. Yes, so there are very less number of people who are involved with armed defense and military or fisheries or heavy manufacturing. That's why there is less chances of bribery. Yes, but bribery in these sectors, the amount is very high. billions of dollars are involved, okay. But on the other side, utilities, real estate, oil and gas, business sector, so many people are involved. As many people are involved, that much bribery is there. Impacts on indigenous businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, indigenous business or native business, if you are selling samsa and someone open a branded samsa shop, which will definitely impact on your business, but what about your business? Yes, so that's why government makes mechanisms so that small and medium sized businesses or indigenous businesses should not feel harassed by big companies. Ethical sourcing. So as a marketologist, you will listen about it a lot, ethical sourcing, and we discussed about it in the last class as well when we were discussing about ethical consumerism. And if you remember, I gave an example of Starbucks. Starbucks says that our coffee is ethically sourced, which means that all the coffee beans which Starbucks is using is coming from those places where there is no violation of human rights. So ethical sourcing means that the raw material is coming from those places where human rights are not being violated. Okay, so if you remember that couple of years ago in the west part of Uzbekistan, people were harvesting cotton, and everyone was harvesting cotton. Yes, when there is a cotton season, schools will close, universities will close, even the state officials would go into the cotton field and collect the cotton. Yes, and still there is, without any exaggeration, human rights violations are going on, where children are forced to do harvest, where females are forced to do the harvest. So if these big brands, for example Nike, Adidas, Gucci, or I don't know, Levi's or Hang Ten, if they are using the Uzbek cotton without knowing that people are not being paid appropriately, or there are children involved in the harvest, or human rights in general are being violated, it's mean that their cotton is not ethically sourced. So ethically sourcing means that the end product, the manufacturer or the businessman should know that raw material is coming from that part where there is no violation of human rights. If you ever buy a diamond ring, when you buy a diamond ring, you will find a certificate, and on the certificate it is written that this diamond is ethically sourced, which means that during the acquiring of this diamond, none of the people has been troubled, or you can say that no human right has been violated, because diamonds are coming from Africa or some other countries where people kill each other, people are killing each other for diamonds. So good companies, they give a certificate of authenticity that this diamond is pure, and also this diamond is ethically sourced. So I think that now you understood what does it mean by ethical sourcing. And of course there is ISO standardization 14001, which talks about ethical sourcing, that if you get this certificate, it's mean that in the supply chain none of the human rights have been violated. Okay, blockchain technology and supply chain. Although there is a huge discussion on blockchain and supply chain, blockchain technology, you know about blockchain. Yes, blockchain from cryptocurrency, you know about blockchain. What is the benefit of blockchain? The benefit of the blockchain is that your information remains secure. Technologically, you can store this information at the same time on different computers. This is the benefit of blockchain. Yes, it is completely opposite to the ladder system where you note everything into the copybook. So blockchain technology and supply chains, the idea is that if you install blockchain technology, your supply chain will be secure. And when the supply chain will be secure, there will be less corruption. But there is one ethical dilemma which is not mentioned here. I just realized it, that blockchain technology is beneficial for big companies. Only big companies can afford blockchain technology. Small and medium sized businesses, they are not interested in blockchain technology. Small and medium sized businesses cannot afford blockchain technology. They don't have resources to install blockchain technology. Also, they don't have time for capacity building to learn how to use it. So only the big companies, they can get benefit out of blockchain technology. If you will go to any shop or any bazaar and tell them that cryptocurrency, or let's say convert everything onto the cifravizatsiya, or let's do digitalization and install blockchain technology. They will say, no, I don't have time. I am happy what I am doing. Yes. So these types of things which can sometimes lead to some ethical dilemmas. Fair trade. Ladies and gentlemen, fair trade. As a marketologist, fair trade is very relevant to your job. First, I will tell you what is fair trade, then I will tell you your duties as a marketing specialist. So, fair trade is the idea that small and medium-sized businesses, indigenous businesses, should be given an opportunity so that they can compete in international markets. Small and medium-sized businesses should be given an access to export. Okay, so you know that in Fargana Valley, in Samarkand, in Bukhara, there are so many small handicrafts, which small houses, and these houses are making handicrafts, they are making pottery, they are making silk cloths. Yes, so we should give them an opportunity so that they can export their products. This is the idea behind fair trade. So fair trade is the phenomena that we should provide an opportunity to small businesses so that they can also compete in international markets. For this purpose, businesses seek governmental help. And our government, we know that they organize so many conferences, seminars, they give different tax relaxations to these people who want to export the products. Yes, not only this, but hoteling industry. If you open a hotel in Uzbekistan, you will get a very big tax relaxation. Yes, and if you are in Samarkand or Bukhara or Khiva, and if you open your home for accepting guests, if you open a hotel in your house, kind of guest house, you will get so many tax relaxations. Yes, the idea is that you should be given an opportunity so that you can compete with the big businesses. Fair trade means you should also have access to the outside markets, you should also have access for export. From marketing perspective, unfair trade is when marketing manager or marketologists try to paint a very exaggerative image of the product. So product is not very good, but you show it by marketing that it is excellent or best of the best. This is disadvantageous position for so many other businesses who cannot afford the marketing manager. Yes, so you have a product, Musarni product, and you hire a very good MDIST graduate marketologist who will show this product as best of the best product. Yes, which is also unfair trade. That product is not of a good quality, but you portray an image that this is best of the best. So fair trade, you understood. Sustainability, businesses and relationship. Circular economy, as a definition we can talk about circular economy. Circular economy. On and off you will listen a lot in the next 10 years about circular economy. What is circular economy? Circular economy means, in very simple words, that my waste product should be used as your raw material. What I am wasting should be used as your raw material. This is the circular economy. For example, this is the water bottle. After drinking this water bottle, I will throw it. It is my waste. But someone else will collect this water bottle, convert it into small granules and make some other product. Yes, so circular economy means that my waste should be used as your raw material and nothing should be wasted. Everything in the economy should be connected to each other. Everyone should take advantage of the waste which is being produced by the previous step in the supply chain. So the organization of economic activity based on returning all resources involved in the production of goods and services back into the productive use with the goal of eliminating waste and reducing material input. It means that it is a circular economy. In America, for example, in some other countries, the water which you drink, water which you use in toilet, it is refined, they clean this water once again and use it as for drinking purposes. Yes, so it is a type of circular economy. Plastic or iron or some other metals, yes, Even for the education, you know, the idea for the education is that in the circular economy, after graduating, you should help your economy rather than to go abroad. Okay, circular economy. Civil society and business. Who is civil society? Civil society, we listen a lot. Civil society, not in this part of the world, but in West or in USA, civil society, we listen a lot. Civil society is you and me. Civil society are ordinary people. All the mahallas in Tashkent, they have their telegram groups, and in the telegram groups they write, you know, that we don't have light, we have gas, we have these types of things. This is a kind of civil society. Or it can be a Facebook forum, it can be any other social media network where people gather and people try to share the issues and try to find solutions out of this. So civil society, ordinary people, when they try to resolve the issues within the society. This is the idea behind civil society. If you make a formal structure, then you might have heard about NGO, non-governmental organization, MPO, yes, NPO, ni правительство организация, yes, NPO-shniki people. So these are also civil society organization. These people, they actually look into the social issues and then they try to solve these social issues most of the time by engaging individuals. Okay, so civil society is considered as a third sector in the economy. There is state, there is market, and then there is civil society. Civil society keeps a check and balance on state and market. So civil society in other part of the world, they can be really very powerful. If the Uz Auto would be in America, Uz Auto would not be like here in this part of the world, yes, because people can come on the street and they can protest and they can really change the policy. Boycott, ladies and gentlemen. Formal definition of boycott is given here. Boycott is an attempt by one or more parties to achieve certain objectives by urging individual consumers to refrain from making selected purchase in the marketplace. So boycott means you, by dollar voting, stop buying something, yes. And your role as a marketing manager is very important with regard to boycott, because you know more about social media instruments nowadays, or journalism or communication is very extended as compared to other people. So boycott is that when people deliberately stop using some products and also inform the others that you should not use it. So one thing is that I stop using the product. It is dollar voting. And boycott is when I ask other people also to not buy the product. This is boycott. Let's boycott the product. Okay. So here you can see number of interesting cases are mentioned with regard to the boycott and the power of boycott. Let's see this only because we last time saw Mark Zuckerberg. Facebook in 2018, the people hashtag Facebook campaigners. So as you know that Facebook was giving data to Cambridge Analytica, and Cambridge Analytica was using this data for so many other purposes, sharing the data. And people say that this Cambridge Analytica and their statistical data impacted on American elections, yes. So people were really there to say boycott Facebook, stop using Facebook, yes, delete Facebook. Searches hit all time $45 million wiped off company valuation in March 2018. So when they started doing boycott, it was a huge loss for Facebook. Just look into some of the other campaigns as well, because it is too much related to the marketing and very interesting campaigns. For example, British Petroleum, you can see also $1 billion industry. Corporate social, with regard to accountability, we can talk two types of accountability. Okay, one accountability which we can say that civil society organizations do. Civil society organization make these big corporations accountable. If tomorrow a mobile phone company is violating the human rights, civil society organizations will come outside and protest. This is one type of accountability. On the other side, we should also hold these organizations accountable. Civil society organizations should also be accountable. As you know that in Central Asia, there are so many civil society organization, NPOs, who are doing a lot of things. For example, propaganda, feminism on the name of LGBTQ, on the name of freedom of expression, on the name of I don't know, liberty. Yes. Similarly, religious organization as well. Yes. Society is becoming religious day by day. Level of religiosity is going very high. Most of the time, these civil society organizations are behind this. So they take funding from outside. They take a lot of money from other key stakeholder. How they spend this money, usually we don't know. So we should help them liable as well. Okay. So this is the idea behind accountability. Globalization and civil society organizations. You can read this by yourself. Social enterprise. The definition of social enterprise can be very beneficial for you. Social enterprise. What is a social enterprise? Social enterprise is that the business spend all the profit on the society. So of course it is after paying to their employees, after paying for logistical expenditures. If they make some profit, they spend this profit on the society. Yes, this is the idea behind social enterprise. And there is one more terminology mentioned here, venture philanthropy. Venture philanthropy. Philanthropy, philanthropy is charity. Venture philanthropy. So some businessmen, they do business so that they can make money and spend this money for the benefits of society. Bill Gates and Melinda Association, or George Soros in your neighboring countries. Some businessmen, they do business so that they can make money and spend this money on the society. This is venture philanthropy. And social enterprise, they are in park, yes, they are in party, yes. So a business when makes profit and spend this profit for the benefit of society, we can say that it is a social enterprise. Okay. Corruption, ladies and gentlemen. Corruption is the part of the syllabus, but in the book not many things have mentioned, so I have included my own slides, so you can read from the slides. Okay. So corruption, the phenomenon of corruption is related to the good governance. That if there is bad governance is the result of the corruption. Good governance is the lack of corruption. Okay. So number of things can be used as an indicator to see that this corporate sector or this society is corrupt or not. First of all, with regard to rules and policy, if there is law, if there is rule of law, if there are laws and policies, first of all, laws and policies are there, and then these laws and policies are working. So we will say that there is good governance. If you remember, we discussed about Boeing company which makes aeroplane. The Boeing CEO harassed a female employee. And when the Boeing CEO harassed the female employee, he had to resign. So as a CEO, he resigned because he harassed a female, an ordinary employee in the company. So it's mean that in Boeing, corporate governance system is working very well. There are laws and policies, and everyone is following these laws and policies. No matter you are CEO, no matter you are an ordinary employee, if you don't follow law and policy, you will be held liable in front of law. So it's mean that you are in a company which has good corporate governance structure. Culture, habits and expectations, ladies and gentlemen, this is very sensitive topic. For example, in our part of the world, there are so many culturally relative things. We don't think that they are corruption or they are bad governance. For example, celebration of birthdays, giving out gifts to your bosses, or whenever you go to a state department, you give them gift or you give them some extra money. These types of things, they are culturally relative things. They are related to the habits and expectations. So if there are so many these types of cultural nuances, definitely the corporate governance will suffer. And power and leadership with regard to command and control, if the power is saturated in a group of people, in the hand of group of people, or in the hand of one person, or a small amount of people are controlling the power, it's mean that there is no good corporate governance, and it's mean that there are chances of corruption. Here is a comparison of good governance and bad governance, and of course we can spend whole lecture on this, that what is good governance and bad governance. Good governance is rule of law, transparency, accountability, good performance, reliability and high operational standard, coherency and leadership qualities. Let's talk about this coherency and leadership quality. So coherency means, let's take the example of law. In Uzbekistan, there are so many laws. So there is constitution, there is civil law, there are so many presidential decrees, then there are so many decrees of cabinets of minister. So you go to a state department and you say them that law say this. And the state department will say no, because now we have a presidential decree. So you show him a new presidential decree, he will show you another presidential decree. Means there are so many laws, so many qarars, so many cabinet minister decrees, then internal regulations of the company, which makes it really difficult to understand. There is no hierarchy among the laws. Yes. Ideally, constitution should be superior, then there is civil law, then there is presidential decree, cabinet of minister, internal regulation. There should be an hierarchy among them. If no one knows that which law to follow, it's mean that there is no good governance. It's mean that there is more chances of corruption. What is corruption? Corruption is the misuse of power by someone to whom it has been entrusted for their own private gain. This is the definition of corruption. Yes, I give you some power. For example, I don't check your attendance, and you feel that Kakbuta, you are coming to the grandmother home. Yes, whenever you want, whenever you leave. Yes, so it means that you are doing corruption. It means that you are doing your parents' money haram. You will go to Jahannam. Yes, that in the business ethics class, if you are not studying, if you are not taking your responsibility as a student, yes, so it means that you are misusing the power which I gave you for your own private gain. So misuse of power by someone for own private gain, it is corruption. Similarly, political corruption is misuse of power. You are at a state of official position, you are a hakim, you are a procureur, you have your own company also. So you will think that you should maximize the profit of your company by using the power as a procureur or as a power as a I don't know, hakim or whoever. Yes. So if I am working in the ministry and also I have my own shop of computer or printers, and whenever ministry needs computer and printer, I will try that they should buy from my shop. Yes, or from my brother shop. This is political corruption. Why we have corruption? There are different causes of corruption, so many causes of corruption. Some of them they are mentioned here. For example, low income, low salary is very low. A doctor, he studies 7 years in medical academy. After studying 7 years, his salary is 2 million. So of course he will do corruption because his salary is low. Policeman salary is low. Teacher salary is low. 1 million, 2 million, his salary is low. Yes. So local people, they are really suffering. And in other part of the world, doctor, teachers and policemen, all law enforcement agencies, their salaries are very high because they are the most important regulators in the society. So low income, sometimes your salary is very low, so you do corruption. And then closed economy, strong influence of religion, low media freedom. Nowadays we are suffering with gas and electricity issue. Whole Uzbekistan is suffering, but media is not talking about it. Only some telegram channels are discussing about this issue. Yes, media should be more active in this regard. Low level of education. Sometimes there is corruption, but people are not educated enough. They don't know what to do. Yes, there is corruption. They go to a state official, they pay him bribe, and they don't know that it is corruption. Yes, because they don't think that he's taking the salary for the same job. So these are some of the issues. Armed conflict, civil wars in Africa, in Afghanistan, Ukraine, for example. Yesterday you had a house, you had a car, you had a business, and then Russian throw bomb on your house, and now you have nothing. And you will do what? You will do anything for the survival of your family. Yes, so sometimes you will do corruption, of course. Yes, corruption undermines democratic institution. Corruption perverts the rule of law. And corruption discourage foreign direct investment. So corruption discourage foreign direct investment. If you are a corrupt country, foreign direct investment will not come. But in my experience, corruption sometimes encourage foreign direct investment. Some foreigners like to invest in a corrupt country. So as a lawyer, I have met with people who love to invest in a corrupt country. So their logic is that if you find a corrupt country, you can simply go there and give bribe to someone and he will do your business. And you will bypass all these bumajna rabota and bureaucracy and all these permissions. Simply go there, give bribe to someone and he will do everything for you. Yes. So foreign direct investment in ethical society, it is discouraged if your country is corrupt, but on the other side, foreign direct investment is encouraged when there is corruption. So people look for corrupt countries to invest there. Yes. So both dimensions are there. Political and economic environment, monopoly of power. So if everything is starting from the top, everything power is saturated in the hand of certain people. Yes. And it's mean that only those people who are close to the source of the power, they are happy, and all other people, they will do corruption. Lack of professional ethics and legislation. Ethnological factor, ladies and gentlemen, I talk a lot about these things, ethnological factors, which are related to customs, habits and traditions. So it is the custom. If I will give example from Uzbekistan, you will hate me. So I give example from Pakistan. Yes, in Pakistan, people like to say that he is wearing this brand, I am wearing this brand. He has this car, I have this car. He sent his children to this school, I will send my children to this school. Yes, these types of things. He spent his holidays in this country, I will spend my holidays in this country. On the Swadba, he wore $4,000 platya, so I will also wear $10,000. These types of things. Yes. So you can call it as show off economy. Show off economy. People do care what he is wearing, what he is eating, where he is going. These types of things, they lead to the corruption. On the other side, you have seen Western European or Americans. My teacher, for example, I studied in American university. They will come in one t-shirt, in which they feel comfortable. Yes, very big clothes, one set of clothes, and because they don't care what you are wearing, what you are eating, where you are living, which car you are driving, they feel their comfort. Yes, they feel more comfort. On the other side, we do care. Yes, that my cousins, my Dwayuradnui Brat, and later on there, and sometimes there are so many nuances which I learned. Yes, by traveling all over the world and staying in this. For example, on the salary, on the wedding, for example, in the convert, how much money should be there. There are nuances related to even to this. Yes, well, all of these things, they are ethnological factor which leads to the corruption. When I don't care about my family, I care about other family, and I feel that they are making more money, I will do corruption to make more money. Yes. Why we should study the corruption? We should study the corruption so that we can end the corruption, because mechanism is very important to eradicate the corruption. Impact of corruptions, you can study it there. These are some of the institutions which are considered as most corrupt institutions all over the world. Police, all over the world, 38%. Legislators are members of Ali Majlis. Yes, they are more corrupt. Government officials, local government councillors, and then religious leaders, 90%. Yes, so you can see that a pattern all over the world. We know that who is corrupt and who is less corrupt. Yes, here you can find some of the latest data and some interesting graphs as well. Here you can see that in Scandinavia, in Americas, Australia, for example, tendency is low of taking bribes or paying bribes. Yes. On the other side, Latin America, South Asia, Southeast Asia, some African countries, tendencies to pay bribe is very high. Yes. So some of the countries where data is not available, for example, Turkmenistan, of course it is corrupt country, but no data available. Yes. Types of corruptions, ladies and gentlemen. What are the types of corruptions? There are many types of corruptions, but two main: bribery and money laundering. Yes. So bribery is offering, promising, giving, accepting, or soliciting. Soliciting means mediation between two people. Yes. for an advantage which is illegal, unethical, or breach of trust. Yes, so you give bribe to do something which is unethical. You know, buttering. Pathkhalimstawad is also bribe. Empirical data is available. People are writing, statiyas are writing on this. Yes, the bribes can be gift. So we hate our boss, but we give him gift on the birthday, because boss should be happy. Loans, fee, reward, giving money to influence on the person's behavior. So this gift can be money, this can be any other thing, even dua. I would say that I have seen that in some of the departments, without any exaggeration, an old person, he will try to influence on the younger people is also taking money, he is doing job, but he will take the advantage of his age, he will force him to do his job, and as return he will say, oh maladeyas. Yes, which is also, I think, that is type of corruption and bribery. Money laundering. What is money laundering? We have heard on and off about money laundering. So money laundering is laundering the money, cleaning the money. How you clean the money? You place the dirty money outside, means you do corruption, you collect the money, send this money outside. So when the money is outside, you invest this money into some business. For example, you do corruption in Uzbekistan, you send money to Dubai, to Turkey, to Panama, to UK, Moscow, and there you do business. And then bring this money back, and you tell to everyone that this money is coming from my business. Yes, but originally this is the same money which you sent from Uzbekistan by doing corruption. So when this money comes from abroad, you say that it is clean money, but originally it is black money, it is money laundering. So you collect money by corruption, you send money outside, you invest this into some business, and then this money comes back to your country, and this is called as money laundering. Yes, different types of corruptions. Ladies and gentlemen, you will listen this a lot in your practice in future. Graft, for example, political corruption. When you use your political authority for your personal gains. Yes, you have seen on and off on Telegram channels these audio leaks. Yes, the Hakim is calling to Procureur, or Procureur is calling to some solicitor. Yes, so these types of things, that political influence. Embezzlement, you know about Gulnara Karimova. Have you heard about Gulnara Karimova? Yes. When I was doing my masters, we studied her case as a case study, which is not very good, but I just wanted to give you an example. Embezzlement, you all know that what happened with these telecommunication companies and how this cycle went on. Nepotism, you heard about this nepotism. Yes, Tanish Bilash is nepotism. When you use your influence of favoring relatives and friends. Yes, it is such an important phenomena in our society. We don't think that Tanish Bilash is a type of corruption. Yes, we take it very, very positively, but originally it is nepotism. But it works very well in this society. After graduating from MDIST, you need diploma. It is not important, but you need Tanish Bilash, which is more important for getting a job. Yes, so nepotism is a full-fledged form of corruption. And if you are doing this, or if you are expecting to do this, you should be you are going into some unethical things. Clientelism, ladies and gentlemen, I like this type of corruption. Clientelism. Yes. So what is clientelism? Clientelism is that, let's take an example. For example, I am Naloga week, I am tax collector, and you have a restaurant. So I will go to you and I will say, Gide Nalog. And you will say, okay, please, I don't know what to do. Yes. So I will say, okay, no need to pay Nalog, but send me lunch and dinner every day to MDIS. Okay. So this is a type of clientelism. So instead of paying tax, I will calculate that if I pay tax, it is 10 million som. But if I send him lunch and dinner in MDIS, then it is 3 million. So let's send him lunch and dinner. Okay. So this is a type of clientelism. So when you, instead of, both of us are involved in the corruption, and you know that I am doing wrong, I am doing wrong, but we try to satisfy each other. And it is very common. It is very common in Uzbekistan. You go to the doctor and you ask to the doctor that skolka yavam doljan, and he will say, nakase, you will pay 200,000, but if you pay to me, you can pay 100,000. Yes. You can go to any state department, you will find an example. You will ask them that how much I should pay, and they will say, Nakase, you will pay this amount, but you can pay this amount to me. I experienced this so many times, yes, and we say him, thank you, spasiba, saboli, yes, that you helped me a lot. But both of us, we did clientelism, both of us, we will go to Jahannam. And lobbying is creating pressure group, interest group. When you make group and you try to pressurize the administration, or you want that benefit should be flowing towards your group. Last year, MDIST teachers, they said that do this, and administration said that we will not do, and they said we are going, and administration said okay, go, and they all left, yes. so so many examples we can say of lobbying as well. Money laundering, ladies and gentlemen, money laundering, how we do money laundering. You might have heard about money laundering. So many mechanisms are available. Currency smuggling, that it is illegal to take dollar outside of the country. In 2019, I remember that on airport they would ask you how much dollars you are taking out as a foreigner, yes. So previously it was $2,000 you can take out of the Uzbekistan. If it is more than $2,000, you should tell them how you got this money, yes. So on and off you will find people, they try to smuggle the money from Kyrgyzstan to Uzbekistan or Tajikistan, or on the Manas airport. I recently saw a news that one lady, she had a copybook, and inside the copybook she put $100 bill. Did you see this news? Yes, she was trying to smuggle the money outside of Uzbekistan. Bank complicity, currency exchange, security brokers. So I don't know, as a foreigner, my account is here, how much money is being sent on my name, how much money is being received on my name, yes. Blending of fund, asset purchase. For example, I am sending money abroad because my younger brother is buying a house for me. I am sending money abroad because my son is studying there. I am sending money abroad because my wife's mother needs money for operation. This is how we send money outside, yes. This is how we send dollar outside, which is money laundering, okay. Corporate social responsibility and corporate digital responsibility. Recently, our university organized a conference on corporate social responsibility, yes, and I shared this link in our group as well. So corporate social responsibility is very important phenomena. In future, it will become more important, and of course, with regard to this corporate digital responsibility, after 10 year, it will be very important phenomena. So a little bit theoretical background of corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility is that if you are a business, you should do something good for the society. So the theoretical background from this social contract perspective is that we allow businesses to do business in the society and make money. So we say that you are business, you want to make money, but also do something good for the society. So we allow you to make money inside the society, but in return, do something good for the society. And there are number of concepts or number of phenomena which are involved with regard to corporate social responsibility. For example, socially responsible consumer. Last time we discussed about ethical consumerism, that when you buy something, you should be conscious about the ethical dimension as well. You should buy socially responsible goods. For example, if I buy 8 water bottles in a day, and this is not a socially responsible good because it will cause pollution. So it's mean that I am not a socially responsible consumer because I am buying a unsocial, unresponsible product. Or if you are buying a leather jacket, which is fine, but if you are buying a jacket which is made up of leather of an animal which is of which belongs to an endangered species or which is about to extinct, it's mean that you are contributing to this process. It's mean that you are not becoming responsible consumer, and this product is not socially responsible good. Socially responsible culture, I told you about it earlier. Show off culture, when people care about other people, that what they are wearing, what they are eating, where they are spending their holidays, where they are getting their children married, in which school their children are going. When you care about these things, then you are not becoming socially responsible, yes. Socially responsible culture expect that you should not increase this competition, unnecessary competition, that you have a small car and I have Malibu, so it's mean that you are inferior to me. So this type of culture is not socially responsible culture. Socially responsible human resource management, I will talk about it in detail, and socially responsible production and digitally responsible corporation. So those companies which care about ethical dimensions of the business, for example ethical sourcing, the raw material which they are bringing is coming from is ethically being sourced, it's mean that this is socially responsible production. And digital responsible corporation means the data which is being collected. I recently been told that there is fingerprint also. I didn't knew that this fingerprint. So it's mean that your fingerprint are being collected, your facial recognition is being collected, and we don't know where this data is being stored. Yes. So in future it is going to cause so many challenges for you. The company which is digitally responsible or a digital responsible corporation do care how the data is being collected, how the data is being sorted out, how the data is being refined, how the data is being monetized. Okay. There are different synonyms of corporate social responsibility. For example, business ethics and corporate social responsibility, they are used interchangeably. Corporate citizenship, corporate environmental management, business as society, stakeholder management, all of these words, they can be used as synonym to corporate social responsibility. So defining corporate social responsibility, the simplest definition is that the companies are expected to do something good for the society. So it's mean that they are doing corporate social responsibility. There are different models I have mentioned in detail, and very quickly one line about each model, and then I will move on. So first model of corporate social responsibility is corporate citizenship model. What does it mean? It's mean that as you are a citizen, I am a citizen, corporation is also a citizen in our society. So as I am responsible for the society, you are responsible for the society, businesses should also be responsible towards the society. This is corporate citizenship model of corporate social responsibility. You can read rest of it. Social contract model, which I earlier told you, that we have made a contract with the companies that we allow the companies to make money in our society. So we ask them that you want to make money, okay, make money, but in return do something good for the society. This is social contract model of corporate social responsibility. And finally, the enlightened self model. Enlightened self model means that we don't need to say anything to the company. Company is enlightened enough, company is conscious enough. Don't say anything to the company. Company itself knows what is good, what is bad. Company itself knows about its responsibilities toward the society. This is enlightened self-interest model. Corporate social responsibility sometime is used as equal to political economy, but since political is very vague and very abstract in certain part of the word, so we cannot use it in our context. Yes. To whom does business owe this social responsibility? This is an ethical question. I will explain it in detail a little bit. You know that the business is, what is the purpose of business? The purpose of business is to make profit. Yes. Every business is doing business because they want to make money. So it is very difficult to convince the business that do something good for the society. It is very difficult to ask a businessman to do charity, because businessman will say that I am doing my business, I am making my profit, and I am doing my ethical business, so I feel no need to do any charity. Okay. So in this case, corporate social responsibility expect that if business is not doing any charity, if business is not doing anything good, business should not do anything wrong as well. So the minimum what a business can do is do not harm. As a businessman, if you are not doing anything good for the society, as a businessman, please try not to harm the society. Okay. So this is the idea behind responsibility with regard to corporate social responsibility. Yes, corporate social responsibility is both critical and controversial. Critical because businesses make money, businesses are for profit, and it is very difficult to convince them to do charity for the society. And sometimes it becomes controversial when we see that one business is making a lot of money and not sharing this money with the society. We try to criticize on it, which makes it sometimes controversial. Okay, here you can see one case study, very interesting case study. You can see this cup. Yes, this cup, this is the cup of Starbucks. Yes, do you notice anything in this cup? It is very colorful cup. Yes, beside this, do you notice anything? So here you can see there are two hands. Yes, these two hands, they are holding each other, and there is love between them. Yes, so some people, they saw this cup and they said that these are two girls, and these are two girls, they love each other. So it's mean that Starbucks is promoting homosexuality, or Starbucks is promoting same sex marriages, or Starbucks is promoting LGBTQ. Did you understand? Some dirty mind people, yes, those who come and take attendance and go away, yes, these types of people, because they don't know what is business ethic, what's going on. So when they saw this, they said that the Starbucks is promoting homosexuality. And American society, very conservative society, like Russia is very conservative with regard to these things. So they said that, oh, Starbucks bad, Starbucks bad, Starbucks. So there was so much criticism. And then Starbucks said that, okay, you are criticizing, okay, this is our position. We are supporting LGBTQ. We are supporting same-sex marriages. Yes. Did you understand? So people criticized. So Starbucks said that, okay, this is our position. We are supporting same-sex marriages. And if you go on the website, you see this being a responsible company. You can see that there are ethical sourcing, community, with regard to community. They say that, yes, we promote same-sex marriage. We promote LGBTQ. Yes. So this is their official position. When this happened, then the other stakeholders, some people who had stocks of shares of Starbucks, they criticized, and they ran a campaign like dump Starbucks. We should stop using Starbucks, because on January 24, 2012, Starbucks issued a memorandum declaring that same-sex marriage is core to who we are and what we value as a company. So Starbucks radically, took this position that, yes, it is our core value that we promote same-sex marriage. So on the name of corporate social responsibility, Starbucks said that, yes, we promote same-sex marriage because we want to make our society more inclusive and so on. And then people opened these types of shops like dump Starbucks. Means don't go to the Starbucks because they are pro same-sex marriage. Come to our shop because we don't promote same-sex marriages. Yes, so the CEO and also I would like you to go on internet and see this on the YouTube, this case, where so many videos are available. If you will write Starbucks or anti-gay or LGBTQ, you will find so many people, funny and serious, and all type of things. Yes, you will find. And the CEO of Starbucks now openly says, that, yes, Starbucks promotes same-sex marriage. Starbucks is pro LGBTQ. Yes, and that is the reason I think that Starbucks will not come into Uzbekistan. Yes, because people will quickly know that their official position is pro same-sex marriages. Yes. So, but you can see the point which I am trying to make is that criticism, unnecessary criticism. Yes. So when you unnecessarily criticize, people become defensive. When you say to someone, you are bad, then they say, okay, I am bad. Do what you can do. This type of position. Did you understand? So when they criticized on the Starbucks took a defensive position, and now it is their official position. Yes, we promote same-sex marriage because corporate social responsibility expects us to make an inclusive society, and Starbucks is promoting inclusivity on the name of same-sex marriages. Okay, two concepts, then you are free to go. Okay, corporate digital responsibility, ladies and gentlemen. Corporate digital responsibility means the companies should be responsible towards the data which they are using. After 10 years, you will remember me. when this will be a ethical issue. You go to the restaurant collect the data. Restaurant knows that which type of food you are ordering. Yes, after 10 years, your grandchildren's or your grandchildren after 20-30 years, they will receive messages from the restaurant that do you love your grandfather? Do you know that your grandfather used to visit our restaurant? Do you know that your grandfather used to order chichivichni soup? Do you know that your grandfather came to our restaurant 10 times and 9 times he ordered this chichivichni soup? So if you love your grandfather, come and visit our shop. These types of messages your grandchildren will be receiving. Okay. On corporate social responsibility, expect that the corporations, if they are collecting data, they should be responsible towards sorting of data, towards storing of data, towards monetizing of data, towards projection of data, and should not make unethical money. For example, if your data is helping some corporation and your grandchildren will be paying for this, yes, so it's mean that it is unethical. Okay. With regard to corporate social responsibility and human resource management, this final concept, then you are free to go. Corporate social responsibility and human resource management. What is human resource management? Human resource management is hiring and firing of people. Yes. Human resource management is capacity building of the individual. Corporate social responsibility expect that you as a Rabota Datil or human resource manager, when a person comes to you, if he is coming from an advantageous background, for example, he comes from Tashkent, he comes from a rich family, he studied in MDIST or Westminster, Yuridichiski, yes. So you should not give him job. Give the job to a poor person who come from region, who did not study in a good university, who belongs to a disadvantageous background. Yes, give him job, because this rich person who is from Tashkent, who studied in a good university, he has so many options available. He will find a job. Yes, but this person who is coming from region, who is coming from disadvantageous background, he will not find a job. Yes, so as a corporate social responsible person, your attitude should be facilitating this poor guy, and this will bring benefits to you, because the rich boy who studied in MDIS and who stays in Tashkent, he will look for better option, and whenever he will find a better job, he will leave this job. On the other side, if you will give a chance to a poor person who come from a region, who did not study in a good university, if you give chance to this boy, he will stay in your company, he will be loyal with your company, he will try not to leave the company, because he will always think that you gave him a chance. Okay, so corporate social responsible attitude with regard to human resource management expect that the window, the filter of selection of people should be not so thin, so that disadvantageous people could not go through it. And we as a business owner, we as Rabota Datil should give opportunity to the people coming from disadvantageous backgrounds. Okay, that's it. You can go.